10 years ago to this week, PSA arrived in New Zealand and nearly destroyed the kiwifruit industry. There are a number of lessons that came out of the PSA incursion, and I want to cover 4 of those this afternoon. They're all equally important, but linked together, they give you the ability to protect and perhaps eradicate a pest or pathogen that comes into New Zealand. The first is the border and pre-border. The better the border controls are, the more likely we are to keep pests and pathogens out of the country. COVID's a great example, so I don't need to explain it anymore. It's exactly the same for plants. The problem is when a pest or pathogen gets into the country, it's really expensive to eradicate. You think of fruit fly, for example, you're talking about millions of dollars. You think of bovis, hundreds of millions of dollars. So the first lesson is best border protections possible. The second lesson is we've got to be prepared for when a pest or pathogen gets past the border. And that's where we work with the government. We have a partnership with the government, industry, the primary industry, and what we do is we prepare for the likely pests and pathogens that are going to come in so that we can respond quickly. We know what to do, we have plans, and we can try and control, contain and eradicate. That really relies on the third lesson, and that is what we've really got to be looking to do is breed plants that are resistant to pests and pathogens. We've got to be looking through research and development at new ways to grow safely, at new biopesticides, for example, that will help control anything that gets in through the border. And finally, the fourth and most important thing is our people. There will be no survival of industry unless the growers and the whole community around the growing community are supported. So welfare of our community is absolutely paramount to success. And that's where the kiwifruit industry really excelled with the programs they put in place. So there are the 4 things: tight border, be ready, R&D, research and development, so that we have the new varieties, so that we have biological control agents and biopesticides ready to run, and finally, looking after the people. To be prepared costs money. We must never stint because there are things coming and we need to be prepared. So research and development and our preparedness needs to always be funded and pushed as our #1 priority to protect growing healthy food in New Zealand.